Hello, and welcome to Talk Yura. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Really, your presence makes our day brighter and more interesting than before.
I am Julie, and this is my friend Jack. We talk about real English for real life.
And today we are talking about something that affects every single one of us deeply.
Habits. Those little things we do almost without thinking about them at all now.
Like when you decide to drink more water, and suddenly you are in the bathroom every hour.
Exactly. That is such a perfect example of how habits work in our daily lives completely.
They start small, but can change everything about how our days feel and flow gently.
Please subscribe to Talk Yura for more conversations like this one right now.
And give us a like if you enjoy hearing about real English in real situations. Often,
So let us begin with something simple. What was your morning like today feeling?
oh, my morning was a bit of a mess, if I am being completely honest with you, honestly.
Really, what happened that made it feel so messy and disorganized this time?
Well, I stayed up late watching videos and then could not wake up properly at all.
That sounds familiar. I have done that exact same thing many times before myself.
You have? I thought you were always the organized one with perfect routines established.
Not at all. Sometimes my habits are not so good and everything falls apart quickly.
That makes me feel better, knowing even you struggle with these things sometimes too.
The interesting thing about habits is how small they can start out being initially.
What do you mean by small? Like brushing your teeth or making your bed right away?
Exactly. But even smaller than that sometimes, like drinking just one glass of water.
Oh, right. Because if you try to change everything at once, it feels impossible, truly.
Yes, and then you give up completely instead of making any progress at all eventually.
Like when I tried to exercise for an hour every day and lasted 3 whole days.
3 days is actually pretty good for such a big change right from the beginning always.
You think so? I felt like a complete failure when I stopped on the 4th day, exactly.
But that is the point. Habits are about consistency, not perfection at all, really.
So maybe starting with just 5 minutes would have been better for me initially.
Exactly. 5 minutes every day builds the habit without feeling overwhelming at all.
And then after a month, you can add another 5 minutes without much trouble later on.
That is how real change happens, slowly and almost without noticing it happening.
It is like planting a tiny seed and watching it grow into something beautiful steadily.
But what about those habits we know are not good for us at all sometimes?
Like checking your phone first thing in the morning before even saying hello anywhere?
Oh, that is a big one for so many people, including myself sometimes, quite often.
I do it every single morning without even thinking about what I am doing there.
And then you feel bad about it, which makes the whole day start poorly indeed.
Yes, and then I check it again because I already messed up the entire morning.
That is the cycle. One small thing leads to another, and another immediately.
But how do you break that cycle without feeling like you are punishing yourself constantly?
By being kind to yourself when you notice what is happening in the current moment.
Kind, not strict or disciplined like all those habit books tell you to be always.
Exactly. Because habits are about how you treat yourself every single day. Gently.
So if I am kind when I make a mistake, I am more likely to try again tomorrow.
Instead of giving up completely because one day did not go perfectly at all.
That feels so much more possible than being perfect all the time successfully.
What about evening habits? Do you have any routines before going to bed tonight?
Well, I am supposed to read a book, but usually end up watching videos instead, sadly.
That sounds exactly like what happens to me more often than I would like. Truly.
Really? I thought you were the type who reads actual books every night, faithfully.
Sometimes yes, but sometimes my brain is too tired for anything difficult right then.
Oh, good, because my brain feels like mashed potatoes by 9 o'clock in the evening.
Mashed potatoes brain is a real thing that deserves rest and compassion from us all.
I love that phrase. It describes exactly how my mind feels in the evening perfectly.
So maybe the habit should be something gentle for mashed potato brains specifically.
Like what? Listening to soft music or writing down 3 good things quickly?
Both of those sound perfect for winding down without too much effort needed now.
And if I do not do it perfectly, I can just try again the very next night.
Exactly. Habits are not about never missing, they are about returning consistently.
Returning feels so much kinder than starting over from the very beginning again.
There's this idea called habit stacking that I find really helpful often.
Habit stacking. Does that mean piling habits on top of each other completely?
Not exactly. It means connecting a new habit to one you already have easily.
Oh, like brushing your teeth and then immediately drinking some water afterwards?
Exactly, because the first habit reminds you to do the second one naturally.
So if I make coffee every morning, I could stretch for 2 minutes after brewing.
Yes, and soon the stretching feels natural because coffee comes first, always.
That is so clever. Using what you already do to build something new, gently.
And it works because our brains love patterns and connections like that very much.
Instead of trying to remember something completely new every single day without fail.
Right. You are just adding one small thing to what you already do habitually.
I am going to try that with my evening routine starting right tonight then.
But what happens when life gets busy and everything falls apart suddenly?
That is what always happens to me. I do well for a week, then work gets crazy suddenly.
And then you feel like you failed instead of just being human when that happens.
Yes, exactly. Like I should be able to handle everything perfectly always somehow.
But nobody can handle everything perfectly all the time. That is completely impossible.
Even people who seem like they have everything together all the time effortlessly.
Especially those people. They just hide it better than the rest of us, maybe.
That makes me feel so much better about my own messy attempts at improving.
The habit is not the doing. It is the returning after life gets in the way sometimes.
So missing a day is not failure. It is just part of being alive and human today.
And the next day you can start again without any guilt or shame at all.
That feels like freedom instead of another thing to feel bad about continually.
But let us talk about the good habits, the ones that make life genuinely better now.
Like going for a walk in the morning and seeing the sunrise sometimes gently.
Or drinking tea while watching the birds outside your window, quietly and slowly.
Those moments feel like little gifts you give yourself throughout the entire day.
And they do not have to be big or impressive to be incredibly meaningful, always.
Just noticing one beautiful thing can change your whole perspective instantly.
That is a habit too. Noticing what is good instead of what is wrong around you.
I never thought of that as a habit before, but it makes perfect sense now.
Because you can practice it until it becomes your natural response to everything.
So habits are not just about doing things, they are about seeing things differently.
Exactly. They shape how you experience your own life every single day completely.
That makes me want to build habits that help me see more beauty everywhere.
What about habits with other people, like calling a friend regularly often?
Oh, that is a good one. I always mean to call, but then time just slips away fast.
And then you feel guilty for not reaching out when you truly wanted to connect.
Yes, exactly. Like I am a bad friend for being busy with my own life sometimes.
But what if you made it a tiny habit? Like sending one text every single Tuesday.
Just one text. That does not feel like too much pressure at all to maintain.
And then sometimes it turns into a call. But the habit is just the simple text.
So the connection happens naturally instead of feeling forced upon us.
And you do not have to feel guilty because you are doing something small consistently.
I love that. It feels like keeping the door open instead of building walls between us.
Exactly. Small habits can keep relationships alive during busy times successfully.
That feels so much more possible than trying to have long calls every single week.
There is this idea that habits are not just what you repeatedly do.
What do you mean if they're not what you do, then what are they exactly then?
They are who you believe you are, your identity in small, consistent actions daily.
So if I believe I am someone who takes care of my health consistently well,
Then drinking water or going for a walk feels natural, not difficult at all to start.
because it is just what that kind of person does without thinking much at all.
But you have to start with the action before the belief can truly start to grow strong.
So you act like that person until you actually become that person deeply inside.
Exactly. And soon you do not have to try so hard anymore to keep going forward.
It becomes part of how you see yourself and how you naturally live your life.
And that is when habits stop feeling like work and start feeling like you inherently.
I want to be the kind of person who notices beauty in ordinary, everyday days now.
Okay, wow, it really feels like the end of a long, cozy conversation we didn't want to stop.
Yeah, like that moment when you're talking late at night and suddenly realize how much you shared without planning it.
We started this whole journey talking about habits as tiny daily actions, not scary, life-changing decisions.
Exactly. Those small things you do half asleep, like checking your phone or drinking water without thinking.
And along the way, we joked, we messed up a few times, and somehow those mistakes felt very human.
Which is kind of the point, because habits aren't about being perfect. They're about being consistent enough.
If there's one thing we really hope you keep, it's that habits grow quietly, almost invisibly over time.
Yeah, like you don't notice them changing you until one day things feel easier than they used to.
Maybe now you'll notice your own habits more, like how you start your mornings or end your days.
Or how you talk to yourself when plans fail, because that tone becomes a habit too.
And honestly, if you enjoyed this calm, natural way of talking, there's something perfect to watch next.
Yeah, because before habits, we talked about something we all struggle with just as much.
Make sure you watch our previous video about small talk because it connects beautifully to everything here.
Habits shape how you live, but small talk shapes how you connect, especially at work or with new people.
And hey, if these conversations help you even a little, please don't forget to support the channel.
Hit like, subscribe to Talk Yura, and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next.
It really helps us keep creating relaxed, honest conversations that feel more like real life.
Thanks for spending this time with us. Take care of your habits, and we'll see you very soon.